All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we GMS Louisiana Saints coming back at you with another live sit down to experience power Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, but before we get started, we're going to face the east, all right, which we are. We're going to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash.
All right, dub honors to our elders and apostles of Red Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you out there that's pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, and throughout the news, all right, throughout the throughout brothers conversating, all right, you know, there's worldwide talk of famine and food shortages, all right, and through the scriptures, all right, we know that this is what the beginning of sorrows, all right, and the beginning of many things to come, right, and so before we get as we get started, we'll get the first scripture, Lord willing, it'll be edifying into others.
That's right. It's the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
That's right. It says of the time and of the season, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, man. All right? Because you can clearly see what's going on within the world. All right? You can see that the Lord is making things happen. All right? And He's giving us the spiritual eyes to see it. So there's no need for no explanation, man. All right?
That's right. It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
That's right. The day of the Lord cometh as in a thief in the night, man. All right? And it's going to come as a thief in the night to those who aren't watching, or to the ones that the Lord has not, given this gift, which is the truth, to, man. All right? It's going to come to them unaware.
Yeah, all right. I got you quickly. This is Romans 11:7. It says, what then Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
That's right, man. The election have obtained it, but the rest were blinded, man. All right? Have not Israel, all right, found, all right, what they were seeking for, all right, searching for what? The meaning, all right? This is the meaning, all right? This is the everything that we're supposed to be, man, all right? This is everything that we're supposed to be as a man, all right? This is our traditions, our heritage, all right, our customs and everything, all right? This is what we need to obtain, man, all right? Not in the world, all right? What you got, y'all?
Yeah, but it says Israel had obtained not what she seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, right? Because the election makes up that 1/3 remnant of Israel, and those 2/3 that are seeking this truth that have not obtained it, all right, they're blinded, man. They don't deal with prophecies, and you're clearly seeing that as well being played out on the planet Earth, because you have 2/3 of Israel coming up and trying to pollute the doctrine, coming up and trying to throw a wrench in the Most High's operation, man. But you can't throw a wrench in this operation, man. This is spiritual, all right? This is made from the beginning and sanctioned and ordained from the beginnings of time, man. It says, verse 8, according as it is written, the Most High had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day.
That's right. Eyes that they cannot see and ears that they cannot hear until this day, man. All right? Meaning that they're not going to be able to see the spiritual things, and they're not going to be able to hear the spiritual things, man, even whenever they're in the front of them, man. All right? The Lord has given us, the spirit of discernment, man. All right? And He has given them the spirit of slumber, man. All right? That's why we're able to understand these things, and that's why they're not able to, man. All right?
Right. It's back in First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, the latter end of 2. It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
That's right. When they shall say peace and safety, then shall sudden destruction come upon them, man. All right, because whenever now that the pandemic has calmed so-called calm down. All right, it's getting warm outside. It's spring break. We're about to get into summer. All right, and school's about to be out. All right, everybody's about to be out partying and everything. All right, everybody's getting comfortable. All right. Now what? There's another situation arising. All right, which is what the food, man. All right, food prices, everything rising up. Gas prices, I even read in an article today, was are back on the rise again, man. All right. So when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction, man, this destruction is coming, man. All right, you got it now.
Yeah, the mindset of the average American out here is go to work, work a 9 to 5, work a turnaround, go to school, get a trade, um, sell drugs. That's the average mindset and schedule of a daily American. All right, and that mindset is be so consumed in whatever work or whatever task that Esau puts you up to that you have no time for righteousness. You have no time to figure out and see and let the Most High deal with you to see what's going on around you, man. Are you gonna wait, Israel, until that house is on fire and burning until you say, "Oh man, you smelling the smoke"? All right. Do you actually need to see flames and be caught up in that burning house to realize that you're in danger, man? That's why the Most High put out the prophets who are the voice and the mouthpiece of the Lord, man, to give you a warning, to tell you, hey, look what's going on in the news. This is how it relates to the Holy Bible. Look what's going on in the mainstream media. Look at the gas prices. Look at inflation. This is how it relates to the Bible. This is how it relates to you, Israel. Everything goes back to you, man. All right? The scriptures tell you Jerusalem is the mother of us all, man. Whose main house is in Jerusalem, man? Israelites. All right? It says, the latter end of 3, and I got a quick one to back you up as well, going into that spirit of mirth, man, like the brother was going into, man. Like that lackadaisical, lazy, complacent mindset, man. Ignorance is bliss. Uh, it don't apply to me until it hits on my doorstep. Well, guess what, man? These prophecies apply to you, Jake. It's going to hit home, man. It says, 1 Thessalonians 5:3, the latter end. It says, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
That's right. It says soon. Can you read that again, bro?
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians. I got you, bro. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then, and that's the whole, if I can say, that's the whole idea and trademark of America. Land of the free, home of the brave. The few, the proud, the Marines. Land of equal opportunity, right? Peace, safety. You can have what you want, you can be what you want, you can do what you want, and you can do it in the own privacy of your home, man. But guess who's been watching and recording all along, man? The Most High and the Holy Angels. And they're going to render judgment based upon those recordings and the evidence they build up in the heavens, man. That's why hell is breaking loose in America. That's why the inflation and the gas prices are going up, because this place ain't right, man. This place is filled with nothing but folly, and like the scriptures tell you, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place, man. Because folly is held in a great regard, and you're thriving in this society if your agenda is to push folly, man. And that's the opposite agenda of the men of great millstone. But it says, you got it, bro. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
That's right. As a woman with child, and they shall not escape, man. All right. So when that trouble and that calamity come, man, they won't be able to escape, man. All right. The Lord is not gonna make it. The Lord is not gonna make it a way. All right. That they shall not escape judgment, man. All right. They're not gonna escape it, man. All right. Because right now, or as of right now, Israel is doing whatever they want to, because you know it ain't really, like the brother just said, it ain't really hit home for them, man. All right. Jake's still able to kind of make ends meet, however, they make it meet. All right. So they are right with it. Even with the food going up, even with the gas going up. But there's gonna come a time where it's gonna get real, real bad, not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to sustain it, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's gonna consume over you. But you got it out.
And that's the prophet's job because we go out and tell you that it's gonna hit home, even though it ain't hit home in your reality yet, man. So what it ain't hit home in your reality? We're telling you it's gonna eventually hit home, whether you like it or not, man. And that's basically our job because these people, the scriptures tell you that they're drunk, man. They're stubborn people, stiff necked, don't want to learn, don't want to get right. So we're spiritually shaking them, waking them up, man. Telling them that you're not gonna be able to escape these things if you don't turn to the Lord, man. I got one back you right up, and then I got that second of the sixth, and then I got another one on Sirach 21. It's Amos 5 and 18. It's just going into how they shall not escape, man. Those calamities that are gonna come in a domino effect. You're gonna think you're getting away from something, and something else is gonna meet you. You're gonna turn the corner, and then another calamity is gonna be awaiting you. You're gonna hurdle over that one, and then you're gonna get squashed and splattered by another one. Man. All right, that's how the Most High works. You can't escape judgment if you are of that damnation, man. We're trying to be of that deliverance. It's Amos 5 and 18. You got it, brother. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
The day of the Lord is darkness, not light, man. All right. What end is it to you, man? All right. What benefit it is for you that the Lord, all right, come back, man. All right. Especially if you have been doing wickedness, man. How is the Lord gonna benefit you? All right. If you've been living your life in wickedness, all right, eating pork, sinning, committing adultery, smoking weed, all right, all these different type of things. All right. How is He gonna benefit you, man? All right.
We're looking to get out of this place. We're looking to have our rewards cashed in for our righteousness. Not being a bugged out state of mind like these Christians and saying, "Oh man, well, I went down a dry sinner, came up a wet sinner." That bugged out mindset that'll get you killed out here, man. The Lord says to flee from sin like if it's the teeth of a lion, like we're gonna go into, man. These calamities, all right? It's Amos 5 and 19. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
That's right. That's right. So it says, all right, it's gonna be as if you met one calamity, all right, and then you escaped that calamity and you met another one, man. All right, and it was worse than the other. All right, so that's how the day of the Lord gonna be, man. Very dark, and no light in it, man. All right, it's gonna be a very dark day for those, all right, who have been, passing by, all right, disregarding the word of the Lord, man. Ignoring, the desires of their own flesh, man. All right.
We, all right. This Amos 5 and 19. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him.
That's right. It's not gonna get any better. It's not gonna get better. The situation's not gonna get better. All right. You ain't gonna. It's not gonna be like America Babylon where things are bad for a moment. All right. You make it by, and then it's a good street for a while, then it's a bad season. No, it's gonna be bad. All right. And it's gonna get worse and worse and worse until ultimately whenever the Lord decides to destroy you. All right.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And got precept to back the brother up because ultimately the Most High sets up that stronghold within us to be that light for our nation, man. So our people can look and say, well, man, throughout all this darkness, we're receiving all this hell, all this slavery. Look at that light over there. Okay, that's a camp teacher. Look at that light over there. Oh, that's men of the Lord on the highways and byways, edifying, out for the lost sheep of Israel. So you're going to have no excuse when that judgment is going to be poured out onto you. But here's what the Lord has to say, because in Amos 5 and 19 it says, if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and laid his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. And the Most High is going to liken sin unto that serpent, man. All right? And this place, we know America is filled with sin, filled with transgression, man, because it's ultimately ran by that proud man, that serpent, man, that old serpent, Esau Edom. All right? This is Sirach 21 and 1. It says, my son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but ask pardon for thy former sins. And that's what our mission statement is. Ask pardon for thy former sins. Ask reconciliation to Yahweh through Yahweh Shah, which is this word, this truth, man. Ask pardon for your former sins. Not only the sins that you've done in this life, but the sins you've done in your past lives through reincarnation, man. That's what we're asking for, and that's what we're asking mercy for, man. All right? It says, flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. Basically, because sin is likened unto a serpent that'll bite you and grab hold to you. And that's likened unto the system, America. It'll bite you, grab hold to you. And what does that snake do? When you give it a rat for dinner, right? It snaps on that rat, it wraps all the way around him, it hovers over him with that head, and that rat just looking helpless, all broken up, all squished up, and it comes in and devours you, man. That's what this system does if you let it. That's what America does, man. It gets you in its iron grips until it hovers over you. It devours you with its philosophies, with its dogmas. Now you're swallowed up into that lake of fire, man. It says, flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, for if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, Salakia. And the scriptures tell you our adversary walking around about as a lion seeking whom he may devour, man. That's the system. That's Esau Edom, man. It says, slaying the souls of men. Verse 3, all iniquity is as a two-edged sword. And notice how the scriptures tell you that iniquity is a two-edged sword, but also this truth is as a double-edged sword. So you got to decide, all right, Jake, what sword are you going to yield? Are you going to yield that sword of this truth right here, this wisdom, law, statutes, and commandments? Or are you going to yield that sword of sin? Is that how you're going to conquer your way through this society and get up through sin, through that sword of sin, and through that sword of righteousness, man? Through this sword, all right? This everlasting sword. It says, to terrify and do wrong will waste riches. Thus the house of proud men shall be desolate, man. That's 2/3 of our people, along with Esau Edom, man. Your house is going to be made desolate, man. Your sown, that's what we're going to get into. The sown places are going to appear unsown, man, because you've been trusting in this oppression. You've been trusting in your own house, not the house of the Lord, and your house is going to be swept and made desolate, man. Whether it be through these calamities, this famine, this pestilence, all right, this charagma, or whether it be through those nuclear missiles, man, that thermonuclear heat. Go ahead, brother. You got it, brother.
This is This is 1 Timothy 4:16. It says, take heed unto yourselves, Salakia, thyself, and unto doctrine. Continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself, and them that hear thee. All right, so that's the reason. That's the the cross is that we preach this truth. All right, we get the truth for ourselves, and we come out, we teach it, we make videos, we out on the highways and the byways for what? To tell our people that all of these things are happening because the Lord is about to judge this place, about to judge the wicked. And hopes that what they come back to the truth, man. To not trust in Egypt, to not trust in this system, man. All right, to not stay comfortable. All right, in what this system, man. Which again, like the brother just now said, man, it's gonna eventually consume you, man. All right, it's gonna bite you, man. It's gonna come back to bite you. All right, the things that they told you to do, if they told you to get that juice or whatever the case may be, man. All right, if you're following this system in any type of way, all right, leading all the way up until the MOTB, man. All right, it's gonna come back to bite you, man. Eventually. All right, but we're gonna get back into what you got.
Yeah, because like it said in Sirach 21, banging the brother up, that house of that proud man is gonna be made desolate, man. So, but who's giving Esau Edom all this pride that's within him, man? The Most High is operating on him and working on him, man, as he did Pharaoh. This is Romans 9, I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, and before this, when you read up, it tells you that the Most High said, Jacob I loved, Esau I hated, man. Basically telling you that the Most High loves who he loves, he hates who he hates, man. The Most High loves his elect, hates you 2/3, man. But ultimately loves you because you're gonna get back right in the kingdom. You're gonna come back into the right mindset. This is Romans 9:14. It says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Yahweh shall forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. That's right, man. So all the powers that be in the society, they're not actually controlling what's going on. They're not actually controlling the wrath, the judgment, the mercy that's bestowed. All right? The Most High is, man, because he's setting the tone for what he wants America to be. He's setting the tone that he wants this place economy to crash. He's setting the tone that he wants all the floodgates of hell to break loose on the society, man. That he wants derision and division, all right, and controversy and drama, man. All right. The Most High is the greatest author and director ever, man. All right, and orchestrated. It says, here's the point. Verse 17, Romans 9:17. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. That's right, man. So the Most High is showing his power in Sleepy Joe, in Donald Trump, in Vladimir, in Kim Jong-un, in the rulers and the kings of this earth, in Elon Musk, in Bill Gates, in Jeff Bezos, man. All right? In the 13 international banking families, man. You Rothschilds, you DuPonts, you Gettys, you Bilderbergs, you J.P. Morgan, Chase. All right? He's showing his strength in you, man. Why? It says that my name might be declared throughout the all earth. And who's declaring the Most High's name before this place is ruined down to the foundations? The elect, man. We're declaring that name. We're telling you that suddenly the places are going to appear on Sown, man. We're telling you that drama is ahead. That turmoil is ahead, man. That danger and destruction is ahead. So ultimately, when the Most High's name is declared throughout the entire earth, the men of the Lord who the Most High was dealing with, they're going to be declared, man. They're going to be made known. Like it tells you in that day, I'll make known whom I've chosen on. But it says, all right, I'm going to read it one more time. Verse 17, for the scripture it said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden it. And whom he will harden it, man. So the Most High have mercy upon Jacob, and he hardened Esau. Point blank period, man. He made Esau liken unto that bitter ruler that's going to go out in a blaze of wickedness, and he made Jacob. That's right, brother. Get that one for you. You got it, bro.
Right, because like the brother was just saying, man, the Lord, he does what he wants, man. All right, just like somebody, or should I say this? Just like when you go to watch a movie, all right, you have the good and you have the bad, all right, or it doesn't matter what kind of movie it is, man. All right, the director, he chooses who he wants to play what role. He chooses
storyline,
everything, man. All right, the people in the background, all right, who you want up front to play this, to play that, everything, man.
We're gonna get cameos, little sneak. Oh, I saw him. He came in that little scene, you know.
Right, exactly, and that's the Lord, man. All right, so who is you or us? All right, the creation. He said to tell the creator anything, man. All right, but you got it up.
That's right. The 2 Timothy 2:20 just back you up. You got it, bro. It says, but in a great house, I'm gonna start at 19. It says, nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his. The Lord knoweth them that are his. having this seal though. What's that seal? That seal according to righteousness, man. Ezekiel 9:4, man. That mark, that Salaki, that spiritual seal. I'm not even gonna say that, man. A spiritual seal that we have. But it says not only do we have that seal, but also it says Romans 2 Timothy 2:19. Nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his. So the Lord knows us based upon that seal that we have, man. From the beginning. It says, and let everyone that nameth the name of Yahweh Shah Mashiach depart from iniquity. And that's our mission statement, man. Depart from iniquity. Come out of the snares of Babylon. Watch for this trap. Watch for that trap. Oh, this trap gonna lead you that way. Don't go this way. Come on this way to righteousness so we can be saved. There's danger down that way, and you're gonna be destroyed. Come up this way, you're gonna end in righteousness, man. Your end is gonna be made manifest throughout the planet Earth. As gold, as men through the furnace of adversity, man. Go ahead, bro.
That's true, huh? Yeah, and if I can say, it's kind of like we kind of spiritually trying to give you to hold our hand, as because we've been given the light, God's given us the torch, which is the scriptures, all right? And we're walking through the dark, all right? The valley and shadow of death, which is this place, America, Babylon, and we're trying to teach you, but you want to go and do your own thing and continue to be in the dark, man. All right. Some fall by snares and traps. All right. Some die. All right. So that's exactly what's going on right now, man. All right. But you got it out.
That's right. Verse 20, you got it. It says 2 Timothy 2:20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth. And some to honor and some to dishonor.
That's right. All right. It says some to. Can you read that one more time?
2 Timothy 2:20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth. And some to honor and some to dishonor.
That's right. Some to honor and to some to dishonor. You have those different types, man. All right. Those different type of things, or those different type of elements that those things that were made out of, man. All right. And the elect, or the elect were made of those precious elements. And Esau, you was made to dishonor, man, the weaker elements, man, that can break down easy. Right. That were just here to do whatever to do the bidding of the Lord.
Right.
You got it, man.
Like when you go into that word, Genesis 2:7, when dominant goes into the ground, we have basically all the elements that are within the earth in us, man. We're that vessel to honor. Esau is that vessel to dishonor, man. You follow after Esau in his game plan, you're gonna end up in that lake of fire, man. These are the things that has gone on under Esau's leadership. The sown places appearing unsown, all right? The storehouses appearing. It's not gonna be any of that in the kingdom, man. It's gonna be fullness of everything, man. It's gonna be righteousness to a T. It's not gonna be shortages, inflation, lacking. That's not gonna be any of that in the kingdom. All right? We're gonna have everything in its sufficiency, in its fullness. All right? I got a little bit more. Right? It says, verse 21, if a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work. We're going to be meet for the kingdom. Who's the master? Yahweh Shah, man. We're going to be fit for the use in the kingdom. Whatever our role is to play. King, priest, ruler, judge, all right? Over the planet Earth, over these heathen nations, we're going to be fit for that use. So the Most High is just sharpening us, man. Getting us right, getting us ready, purifying us, bringing us through that fire. So we can be basically that threshing instrument in righteousness, man.
Polishing us up, man.
That's right, bro.
Right? Yeah, he polishing us up, man. Like, when a person, somebody who polishes the stone up, man, we go through certain things, all right? He'll look like he'll put us through something like, man, this needs to be, smooth a little bit more over here on this side, or this, that, and the third, man. So that's the Lord, man. That's what he's doing to us, man. All right, making us those vessels to honor, man. something to be pleasing to look at, man. All right?
Right.
What you got there?
Yeah,
Uh,
and we're gonna get back into the Sown places being appearing Unsown now. All right, you got that article? Brother got an article we're gonna go into, man. All right, basically going into the inflation, the prices going up, gas prices. All right, these storehouses having little to nothing on the shelves. But where does it all come from? Is it because these these places that are producing these truckers, these vendors? Is it because they're just running low right now? Is it because it's just in season for these things to happen? Or is it because Yahweh Shemi Shah is about to destroy America, man? We'll take the latter. All right? Go ahead, bro. And tell me where you at some article.
all right, this article is called, it says food shortages, all right, by design.
Ooh, one more time, I bring it out.
It says food shortages by design.
By design. Now, who's ultimately designing Yahweh Shemi Shah? But who the Most High is using on that left-hand side to design the demise of America, man? These kites, all right? Say it like that. Yeah, man. Emily, all right? The Most High is using them to orchestrate the demise of this American economy, this American system. And it's all biblical, man. What the brother's going to get into. All right? You got it, huh?
All right. It says, how many United States presidents in modern history have announced food shortages before they occurred? The answer is only President Biden. All right. It says, yes, our nation experienced massive shortage during the Great Depression. However,
read that last line one more time again now.
It says, yes, our nation experienced.
Before that.
Okay, it says, how many presidents in modern history have a
president is likened unto a king. All right? The president is likened unto a ruler, a king. It's not Joe Biden likened unto that. It's not there anywhere you go on this highway, up the street, up the road. It's vote for Joe, da-da-da, this Joe memes, all types of pics, all types of different short stories, whatever it may be, boosting this guy up, man. Boasting him up. He's a king. He's likened unto a king. Go ahead.
It says, how many United States presidents in modern history have announced food shortages before they occur? The answer is only President Biden.
All right.
It says, yes, our nation experienced massive shortages during the Great Depression. However, they were not predicted nor announced before the problem.
Right. But ultimately, we're announcing things that happened before the problem started. On the right-hand side. The Lord is using Sleepy Joe on that left-hand side to say things before, man. On the left-hand side. But ultimately, who's controlling Sleepy Joe? It's Proverbs 21:1. You got it, brother. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
That's right. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. All right. He turneth it however he will, man. All right. And that means that the Lord controls the minds of the kings of the earth, man. All right. From Joe Biden to Putin. All right. To all your rulers and your kings on the earth, man. All right. The deceive and the deceiver are his, man. The Lord controls everything, man. Point blank period. All right.
We're gonna keep on. Right. We got some. Now I got the second number 6.
All right. It says, yes, our nation experienced massive shortage during the Great Depression. However, they were not predicted nor announced before the problem. It was only after the stock market crashed that they followed. All right. I think that's just pretty much it on that.
Yeah, man. Because ultimately, these shortages, this inflation is by design, like the brother brought out, man. It's orchestrated. Go ahead, bro.
It says here we have a different scenario. A sitting United States president has information considered so reliable that the population deserves to be warned on dwelling food supplies. All right.
Yeah. So basically, they're putting out what's actually not the thing that's going on. They're putting out that, we're okay, like the brother brought out, peace and safety. They're pushing peace and safety. That although gas prices are high, it's going to get back low. Although you're seeing shortages and you're seeing prices go up in these stores, they're going to go back down. We're going to turn back to this American way of living. We're going to make America great again. It's not gonna be like this for long. That false and vain hope, man, of this image. Like it tells you in Revelation 13, he's getting you to worship that image, man, by putting your energy towards it and putting your livelihood towards fixing America, man, fixing this economy, which is at an imminent crash, which is due for it, man. America is due for a demise, a permanent demise, man. Thus said the Bible. You got more?
It says, wouldn't that be the information one would keep classified, as we wouldn't want the public to panic or begin hoarding. All right. Journalist wrote. Journalist Mike
right.
Wrote.
So in order to keep the public from going all out crazy, and in order to keep the public from starting the whole looting, hoarding, and looting, running in these places, ravishing, they're putting out fake news, man. But who's putting out real news? The prophecy, how about Shimmy Shah? We're telling you like it is, man. We're even going into this and telling you, look, man, look at the statistics and look at what they're hiding from the American people, man. This shortage and this ultimate crash is sooner than you people think, man. These places becoming unsown is sooner than you think. Those storehouses fully empty is sooner than you think, man. We're right at the door of this thing, man. We're the elites on the right hand side. Lord willing, we be of that number. Aparat man. You got it, bro.
All right. It says, Mike Journalist wrote about food shortages being used as a weapon by the left to promote.
By the who?
By the left.
And that's talking about political. We know ultimately that left hand side, all right, that Esau is working on. He's giving that sword on that left hand side, man. So to us, that's spiritual, man. All right. They got certain leftists out here that politics, political, going into that, but that spiritual left-hand side is what's given to Esau, man. That's how he's able to control policy. That's how he's able to control the laws. That's how he's able to control the economy, the stock market, man. Or crashing from the hills, all right? It's going to be by design, but ultimately it's going to be designed by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because we read earlier in Romans 9:16, for that purpose, he rose up Pharaoh to harden his heart, man. For that purpose, he rose up Esau in America to destroy it, to show the Most High's glory through the men of the Lord, through the elect. You got it, brother.
It says, being used as a weapon by the left to promote the expansion of the welfare state. All right. So basically, they're saying, they want the people to be dependent, all right, on the government, man. All right. They're doing all of these things so the people can be dependent on the government, man. All right.
Beautiful.
It's going into the emotional being.
That's right, man.
Right?
Correct. That's right. They want all reliance, all dependence upon the USGOV, upon that Revelation 13 and 16. It didn't say, oh, he's just going to cause Louisiana. He going to cause Texas. He going to cause Arkansas. He going to cause New Mexico. It said he calls it all, man. He doesn't want some of y'all. He wants all of y'all with that Karagman inside of you, man. He wants all of you to worship the image, man. But the scriptures tell you, Most High reserved that 7,000 and have not bowed to the knees of Baal, man. This is ancient. This is spiritual Babylon, man. Those same deities worship in ancient Babylon in reverence. All right, this is the daughter of the Chaldeans. Those elites of Babylon, man, came back and they're ruling the planet Earth today, man. In the reincarnation. So wake up, Jake. Any moment, any second now, any day now, you wake up and it's a burning house, man. How are you going to get out of that burning house? What water do you have, 2/3 of Israel, to quench that fire around you? Here's the water we have. This is our water, man. The rivers of living water. You got it, bro. You got some more?
I have a little bit more.
All right, go ahead.
All right. It says, in my recent post, discussed a patient observation that the government was encouraging farmers and ranchers not to produce and destroy their crops and cattle.
Ooh, one more time, man.
It says in my recent post, discussed a patient observation that the government was encouraging farmers and ranchers not to produce and destroy their crops and cattle.
Right. So you got certain venues that supply these food chains. You got farmers, you got certain companies that push out the food. How do you think meat gets on shelves? Right. An animal has to be slaved, right? It's common sense. How do you think fruits, vegetables, uh, certain produce gets on these shelves, man? They're backed by the so-called FDA, man. But through that, you have different venues. You have farmers. You have different scientists. You have doctors. You have different lawyers that put it in legislation to make it all come together. That's why this title of this lesson is "The Sown Places Shall Appear Unsown." Man, all of these things are coming unglued, like the brothers read to you. You got backdoor deals. You got the government telling the United States Farm Association, whatever it may be, oh, stop putting out this food. Stop putting out that food. Why? Ultimately, to crash this place, man. This was going on behind the scenes. America is becoming unglued, man. The sown places are appearing unsown. The storehouse is going to be empty, man. So that even though they're pushing that peace and safety out in the atmosphere on the news and media, this was going on behind the scenes. This is the mindset of this devil, man. This is the mindset of this beast system. Go ahead, bro.
It says, while I cannot confirm this, we have other disturbing information that suggests that this may be true. There may be a plan by our government afoot to create a food shortage, man. All right, there you go. All right.
Hey, that's it, man. Yep. Plan, design, man, to create food shortages.
Yep.
So ultimately, who's that plan designed by? Yahweh by Shemiel Shah, but who's out there promoting and telling you what is actually going on, man? The prophets. Prophecy is being fulfilled, man. All right? And let's get into it. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 22. And it reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
That's right, man. All right. So suddenly shall the sown places, all right, appear unsown, man. All right. That's your Walmarts. All right. Your Sam's Clubs. All right. Your what's one of those other big
Costco.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Yeah.
So all these big places,
distribution places.
Yep. These big distribution places are going to be found, all right, unsown with the necessities that you need, man. Even the pharmaceuticals, man. All right, the people that got your elderly that need insulin, or all from all age brackets. All right, some people need asthma pumps. All right, all of these things like this, man. All of those places are going to be found empty, man. All right.
Yeah, man. And even down to the littlest thing you could think of, man. Right? Brothers going big, but you got, what about these government buildings? What about these church houses? What about these schools? What about these military offices? All right? What about these civil service places? These food stamp places? These welfare offices? They're going to appear unsown, man. They're going to come unglued. Their staff, their management, Bob and Joe that's within that office, they fighting each other. They backdoing each other. They backstabbing. Oh, I'm climbing up the ladder. I'm trying to get a raise. I'm trying to get a promotion, man. The whole entire system is coming unglued, man. And all hell is going to break loose. Shalom, Makim Yahweh, Shemiel Shabrak, Shalom. The hell is going to break loose in this place, man. Like we was going into it, when you have a boat that's sailing, right? Picture America right now. They just sailing along. Ain't worried about nothing. You got that whore that's sitting upon many waters. Got all the nations around them. Got all the slaves you could have, right? Just sailing along. Next thing you know, you got a leak in that boat. Damn, okay, well, I got a leak. I'm going to patch this one. As soon as you patching that one, oh, another leak. Oh, don't worry about that one. I'll patch these two. You patch those two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spring up behind you, man. Now your boat is going down. And when that boat is going down, what are you doing? You're trying to salvage your life. You're trying to get a lifeline. You're trying to get it out of here, man. That's what the elites are going to do. They're going to crash this economy, and they're going to be looking for a lifeline to get out of here, man. In those hidden bunkers, all right? Those underground campaigns that they go in and ultimately hoard up food, money, riches throughout the earth, man. Trying to escape judgment. But like the brother read earlier, you shall not be able to escape. Amos 5:19, man. It'll be as if you fled from a lion, met a serpent, you laid your hand on the wall, tried to get rest. Then another calamity met you, man. All for the Lord's judgment, for the Lord to see this through and its perfection, man. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. That's right, man. A commencement of all hell breaking loose, Jacob's trouble. All right? Jacob's trouble for a reason. Ooh, you got some. Ooh,
Yeah, that's what I'm
hey,
looking
ooh, get that one out. Yeah, most definitely. Jacob's trouble, man. Who are we trying to wake up? The lost sheep out of the house of Israel. Jacob's name was changed onto Israel, man. It was written onto us for these things to know and to have the comprehension to ahead of time to have the go ahead to know what to do to operate spiritual, man. Like the scripture tell you, in that day be pilgrims on the earth, man. When all these things are unfolding around us, man, we're gonna have to lay low and get up out of here, man. But we're gonna know ahead of time what to do, man. You got it, brother.
And this is
show them what you're looking at, brother.
So this is can you bring out that scripture one more time too?
Yes, sir. It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 22. And it reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Okay, and right here we have if I can I'm gonna just read it if I can. But it pretty much goes into if trucks stop, all right, and it gives you the periods of times of of what happens within like 24 hours from a few days to a week to a month, all right.
And we've been seeing this come through our avenue through the Spirit. The Most High has been showing us all this, man. Different trucking companies, different produce companies catching on fire, getting robbed, getting ravaged. But how is all these things happening? Is it just a coincidence that this trucking company just went out of business, or this produce factory got burned down? No, man. They're staging these things to usher in that crash, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, all right, within the first 24 hours, delivery of medical supplies to the affected area will cease. Hospitals will run out of basic supplies, all right. Severe stations will run out of fuel, all right. So like the Shells, your Exxons, all right. All those places are going to run out of fuel. It says U.S. mail and other package delivery will cease within a day. Food shortages will begin to develop. It says automotive fuel availability and delivery, all right, will dwindle, leading to skyrocketing prices.
Yes.
And long lines at the gas price, at the gas pumps.
Because Jake is on a low vibration, like the apostles going into. Jake is on a very low vibration. Right. Jake sees the after effect of things and reacts on that. He don't see how it got there. He don't see, okay, this was this was that, da. Now gas is $5. He don't see this was this, okay, this happened and that happened and that happened. Okay, now a pack of meat went from $7 to $17. Jake don't see that. He just sees the results of it and just act on it like, damn, what's going on out here? But if you took the time, all right, to get built up, you would know before. You would prophesy, man, which it means to say before, man. That's what we're doing. You got it, brother. Yeah, I got one after you.
That's right. Yeah, it continues to say between 2 and 3 days, it says food shortages.
Between how long?
Between 2 and 3 days from the truck stopping. It says that food shortages will escalate, all right, into people hoarding, all right, and consumer panic, all right, because if I can say, the average storehouses, or the grocery store, only have about 2 or 3 days worth of food in them, all right. And they have to always have those trucks come up and restock, all right, the vegetables, the fruit. All right, different things like that. So, when this thing comes to a halt, it's gonna be a real shockwave, man. It's gonna be a real shockwave to people, and that's what's gonna cause the turmoil and the division, the race wars and just the civil war, man.
Right? That's what it's gonna cause right here. Huh? It's 2nd Ezra 6 and 23. It says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Everything is going to be put on a halt, man. For even a word, like scripture tell you, it's going to be a famine of the word, all right? It's going to be a cry for wine in the streets, because what? That city is being broken down. Now you want answers, all right? But we're giving you answers right now before that city is totally broken down, man. While it's being broken down. Yeah, they shall desire to go into a city, but they shall not be able. And that's not only because of the checkpoints. That's not only because you're going to be in fear of danger. That's not only because you're not going to have a vehicle, but that's also going to be because you're famished, you can't make it, you've been without food, without water, you're dehydrated. You're not going to be able to go nowhere, man, but wallow until that judgment hits you from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. You got some more?
All right. It says supplies of essentials such as bottled water, powdered milk, and canned meats that have major retail stores will disappear. All right. And is that not happening right now?
Yep.
That's happening right now, man.
Right.
And you have the trucks on the road, and this is happening, man. All right. So just imagine when everything comes to a complete stop. It says service stations will run out of fuel. Garbage will start to pile up in urban and suburban areas. All right.
Which week you reading from?
This is still 2 to 3 days.
2 to 3 days, man. So when that garbage starts to pile up, what are you gonna have? Mice, rodents, flies,
disease,
wild animals, pestilence. All right, wild animals coming and ravishing, trying to get food. Even humans, man. It's gonna be a dog-eat-dog world, like the scriptures tell you that. I think it's like in 2nd Kings. Basically, one day they ate the lady's child, the next day they were supposed to eat the other lady's child, and she didn't want her child to get ate the next day, so they went to the king and had to decide what was going on, man. But that's what happens when famine hits, man. These people are gonna be bugged out in a mindset of they looking at baby legs, they looking at somebody's legs, somebody's forearm, and thinking about how that might look, getting sauteed up or getting barbecued up, man, or getting fried up or grilled up, man. You got it, right? I got a quick one because the brother going in, this is a whole lot of division going into, man. And the brother didn't even get to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th week after all those trucks stopped, man. But it says Mark 3, it's the book of Mark 3 and 24. Yahushua speaking. How can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against himself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but hath an end. And that's the system, that's the society, that's this image. It hath an end, man, because it's divided against itself. The Most High making your tongue fall upon yourself, man. Everything that you promote, peace and safety, but inside is cancerous. On the outside, you're hollering about peace and safety, waving in the crowds, but on the inside, you're full of cancer, man, full of tumors. That's what America is filled with, man. And it's ultimately going to be cut off and destroyed. Go ahead, brother.
All right. It says the first week. All right. It says automobile travel will cease due to lack of fuel, and it says hospitals. All right. The hospitals will begin to exhaust oxygen supplies. All right. So those people that are in the that need supplies. All right. They're on life support and what they call that, the ICU and
in
things
critical
like that.
unit. Yep.
Yeah, those people are gonna die, man, and those bodies are gonna stack up too, man. All right. It says week 2. All right. It says clean water supplies will begin to run dry. All right, because people are gonna be buying up all the bottled water, man. All right. Let's see. And it says,
and not only will literal real water, like water that you drink, be dried up, but this rivers of living water is going to be dried up, man. The Most High is going to halt all of that, man, and put all eyes on prophecy, man. Put all eyes on the men of the Lord, whom He's chosen, whom He's going to cover in that day, man. You got it, brother. I got you one too.
All right. go ahead with that one out.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 10. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord in all caps, Yahweh, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate. And what's the fish gate, man? That's the fish gate is where the multitude of commerce, business, and traffic happens, man. There's going to be a cry from the fish gates. There's going to be a cry from all these highways, from in these factories, from in these production sites, from all these construction sites, from in these law firms, these hospitals, these trucking companies like the brothers bring out. There's going to be a cry because what? We can't get any more money out of this place. There's nothing left we can do. What are we going to do about our careers, about our incomes, about our houses? But you were busy building up your own house, but not the house of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You were busy taking heed to your own folly, your own mind, man. Like the scriptures tell you how ye merchants from afar off. Let me get that in Revelation. But it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that there shall be a cry from the fish gates, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. What are those hills talking about? The stock market. When you look up the stock market on society, all you see is graphs, charts, pies. Let's talk about those hills, man. There's going to be a crash from the hills. You got Dow Jones. What's some of the other ones? NASDAQ. Yeah. All right. One of the popular ones. They're going to go. It's going to go from fluctuating and rocky. Those hills are going to be rocky. That stock market is going to crash, man. You're going to see a line just going down, man. All right. It says, and a great crashing from the hills. A great crashing, man. One like you've never seen before. Wall Street. You're going to see all those high buildings, people jumping out of them because their livelihood totally existed and relied on the stock market. And that's you low-level jakes too, man. You jakes are all invested in the stock market. Oh, playing with the numbers is easy money. It's da-da-da. I put all my money into it and I'm getting something back. I'm putting a little bit of money and I'm getting, look at the returns I'm receiving. Look at the numbers. I'm balling. And when that happens, when that crash from the hill happens, your whole livelihood is going to go down the drain, man, because it was established and built on falsehood, man. It wasn't built on something that can stand and firm. The stock market fluctuates up and down all day, man. Yeah, this truth don't fluctuate, man. Right. This truth is stable, man. Yep. It's everlasting. You got it, brother.
All right, I got one more. Okay. It says by week 4, or within a month, it says only contaminated water will remain. All right, increasing illness and death, and it says the country will be totally disabled and in complete chaos. That's it right there. All right, within the first month, they said, man. All right. So all of these things, like we're saying, man. All right, all of these things. All right, we wanted Israel. All right, that all of these things are going to take place, man. All right, that the stock market is going to crash. All right, that there's not going to be any more food. All right, that there's going to be cannibalism. All right, people are going to be eating. All right, going to be resorting to eating animals, different things that they never thought of, cat food, dog food. All right, all of that, man. All right, yeah. That's the time.
Even eating their cats and dogs.
Yeah,
that's what they're gonna do, man.
That's what it's coming down to, man. It's gonna come down to the wire, man. All right.
Yep.
But the Lord is gonna make sure that we're gonna be all right, man. All right.
Right. I got one. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 10. Standing afar off for her turn. I'm gonna start at verse 8. Revelation 18 and 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day: death, mourning, famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord, the Most High, who judge her. Right? And that's talking about America. America is going to be burned with fire, but ultimately those plagues are going to come in one day, meaning suddenly, man. Meaning a thief in the night, famine, destruction, cannibalism. It's going to be the book of Acts on steroids, 70 AD, the siege of Masada on steroids, man. That's what it's going to be. That's the reality that we're coming up to living in, man. So the thing about it is, knowing these things, what manner of conversation should we be in? Should we be in that peace and safety mindset, the mirth, thinking about what we can get out of it, rubbing our hands, right? Oh, man, let's hit this next lick. Let's see what the stock market has. Let's try to get some land. Let's try to da-da-da. Do this, do that. What's this lick? What's this avenue? This hustle? No, man. This is what we're focused on. All eyes is on prophecy. And even if you don't want to put your eyes on prophecy, The Most High is going to direct you towards it by way of famine, by way of by way of plague, by way of calamity, by way of prophecy. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, where they shall see the smoke of her burning. Man, these kings of the earth, China, Russia, all these other kings, Iran, North Korea. Like, we look on the back of our shirts, made in China, made in Indonesia, da da da. Those merchants, because they have what's called imports and exports, man. This country thrives on imports, exports, travel by land. Trade by air, trade by train, trade by boat, waterways. That's how the society rules. They got laws and regulations to all that you can and cannot get into. But who's creating those laws and to benefit who? Esau to benefit himself, Esau to crash the society, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to crash Esau, to flex Esau. Alright, it says, standing afar off for her term in the last, saying, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants, get that word merchant on Google, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. No man buys her merchandise anymore because, one, America is severing those ties with all these nations they have connections with by trade, by land. And it's by design, like the brother brought out. They're severing those ties with these nations and these policies that they have in order to crash this system. The elites don't care about America, man. This place is only getting them so far to where they can implement that NWO, the Georgia Guidestones, that Revelation 13 and 16, and have total control, man. America is expendable to these elite international banking families, man. Once they squeeze the juice out of America, once they squeeze all that juice, they're gonna wipe their hands with this place, man. That's what they're gonna do. It says the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. Like it tells you in James 5, man, how ye rich, man, for the keepers of your labor, the hires of your labor have been kept back by fraud, man. That's us, man. America entitles all the riches, the gold, the silver, the land, the cattle, and even the souls of men. All the blood and the violence towards our nation of people, man, is here in this place, man. This place has to be cleansed, man. But it's starting systematically within. This place is getting broke down from within, man. You can just get it off Google. It says, verse 15, and the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stone, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. Right, man. So you built all this up for hundreds of years, all right, 1619 up until now. You built up the society, right? Transition from Great Britain to here, gathered up all this riches, all this whoredom, for it to come to naught in such a short time, suddenly. It has to be orchestrated by a higher power, man. All right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And it's the point. It says, for in 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster, all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city, man? Because what? You put so much hope, so much worth into the society, you're looking back and saying, damn, what city is like into this place? But guess what? There's no judgment that is going to be unlike, that's going to be like unto the judgment America is going to receive. So in your mind, you're thinking, oh, America is the top tier. But guess what? The Most High is going to strip this place down and make it bare and show you what America truly is. Go ahead, bro. I'm going to take it out of the
This is just good.
Yeah, that's just the definition of merchant. The brother going to bring out. This is showing you what these merchants are, man, what it consists of. You got
right. A buyer and seller of
not only a buyer, someone that's buying and receiving a service for their money, but someone that's selling. receiving money for a service. Go ahead.
It says a buyer and seller of commodities for profit.
Profit.
It says a trader.
A trader.
Right? Yeah.
That's right, man.
All right. It says, yeah. So that's pretty much the definition right there, man. That's what America is, a corporation, man.
Yeah, the land of traffic.
Yeah, the land of traffic, man. And just as Apostle Sahara said before, he said when you get your driver's license, right? They ask you what you getting it for what, business or is it private?
Yeah.
All right.
What class?
What class, man? All right. That's
commercial
because,
or
Yeah, commercial, or you're gonna get it private, man. All right. Even if you pick private, you still looked at as somebody who's doing business, a small private business, because you're going back and forth on your own. What to work, doing so
to the
forth and so
store,
on. Yeah.
gas station,
Right.
whatever it may be, man.
Yeah. Right. So this place is just a big corporation, man. Right. But with that, you got anything else on this? All right. With that, Lord willing, it was edifying. All right. We're gonna face the east. We're gonna go all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Harakakadash.
All right. God bless our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you out there that's pushing this truth and sincerity. All right. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom, Makiyam.
Shalom.
Babal, Babal.
Babal.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Until next time, Makiyam, Shalom.